Don't you think it's far more likely that it was a secret government project and they're just trying to get their technology before somebody else sees it or steals the technology?
What's going on with the Pentagon? So the whistleblowers, Pentagon, you think it's all undercover?
I think what it is there's the Pentagon is doing what they always do, where they have the industrial war industrial complex, whatever, where they're spending a lot of money on projects, secret projects that Congress doesn't even know about. And when people see crazy UFO stuff, what they're seeing are secret government projects. Now, the stuff that people, something landed in my backyard, I think that's fake.
So there was this thing, Moment of Contact, that movie I was talking about, the Joe Rogan thing. The story where a ship crash landed in Brazil and 120,000 people saw it. And 10,000 people came in contact with a creature, saw it, documented at the hospital. The U.S. government came in, retrieved the ship, retrieved the creature, retrieved everything, and left. All these people, they have zero reason to say anything. They've gained nothing from it.
120,000 people.
120,000 people.
No cell phones.
I know. What was 2000? The thing is, it was 2000 or 1996.
120,000 people, 1996, no cameras.
No Super 8.
There is footage, but this footage was,
Looked like it came from 1950.
Trust me, when you hear the story, you think, "Oh, that's stupid."
And this is a story you found on some documentary on a Freemason or like some weird.
No, it was a Rogan guest. It was a Rogan guest.
So,
and then
here, let me interrupt real quick. When you have footage from the trenches of France in World War One. World War I, 1917 trenches, where they had the box and they had somebody doing this, and you're telling me in 1996, 120,000 people, nobody had a box doing this?
Yeah. No, you're probably right. I mean, it sounds that way. I get you. But when you look at these people and you hear their story and you see them telling the story, and these are people who have nothing to gain from being on this. They got paid nothing. They've got, if anything, for them, it's embarrassing to talk about because it's like, well, everybody thinks we're crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, watching it, the story is not compelling, but the people who are telling the story and the way they tell it and how bothered they are by it still, that is interesting. Because I believe, here's what I think. Whatever happened, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I believe they believe that they saw something.
And I believe they did see something, but I believe they don't know what they saw. Because here's the thing, there are still humans on this planet that live in like tribal Polynesian societies that have no contact with technology.
Yeah.
I know every once in a while there's a movie or documentary, but that's still relevant, where you have undocumented tribes in the thousands and thousands of islands in Polynesia world, the Southeast Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
So, that being said, if a helicopter came into their world, their mind would be blown.
Flying dinosaur monster.
Right. So, I don't want to invalidate 120,000 people, and I know nothing about it because I haven't done my research.
Right.
But like 120,000 people, and there was something from like a Harrier jet, because I don't know if Harrier jets were back then, but if you had like modern technology, even from 2023 in 1996, they'd be like, what? Well, like if somebody had a cell phone, like an iPhone, like here, just video call somebody.
Particular people,
their mind would be blown.
These particular people were very familiar. There's an Air Force base right next to this city. It's Virginia. And there's an airport base right next to it. And they were very familiar with seeing aircrafts and, government. Right. But what's wild about this story, so I have a massage therapist, okay? And just let me, don't even, because you did a thing, is like a little twinkle in your eye, like, because I know you're just ready to hammer me with this one. I have a massage therapist. She's from Brazil. She said, because I said, hey, I have to ask you about this thing I heard about in Virginia, and it was, an alien thing, whatever. I told her about it. She goes, oh, yeah. That was all over the news in Brazil. It was all everybody talked about in Brazil. It was everywhere. People saw it. Everybody saw it. It was this huge deal. But in the United States, we didn't cover it at all. We didn't say anything about any of it. But it was the U.S. that came and retrieved whatever was there. Could it possibly be that the U.S. thought, oh, those silly Brazilians, they'll just talk about it in the news, and because it's in Brazil, it won't matter? Or
Government project, and they're just trying to get their technology before somebody else sees it or steals the technology.
I could see that argument being very valid. Like, I
think about the Manhattan Project, how secret that whole project was.
Oh, you mean the time traveling experiment gone wrong? Is that what you're referring to, sir?
You know, with the world being where it's at and it's ending, you've got spy planes, balloons, you've got conspiracies, you've got assassinations, you've got wars. But all that can be saved by watching more of Alicia's